How's everybody doing today? Let's look at a menu today. Tan bag, I call them tan bag, MREs. Now, I've been trying to get my hands on a full case of these tan bags, and I keep buying them loose. They're impossible to find a full case that hasn't been rummaged through. To find a case that has not been heat stressed is even harder. But I did find a seller that had a partial case on eBay, and they did say they were stored in stable climate. You know, you take that with a grain of salt because who knows really. This is menu number 24, meatloaf with gravy. And when I got the case, I wrote on the back the production date, the day number, and the inspection date because I didn't want them to get possibly mixed up with my other. I have a lot of tan bag menus, but every single time I go to review one, it's a horror show, which it is to be expected because of their age. But this is like my unicorn. I cannot find these that are edible. You know, I could deal with stale, but when they're just downright rancid, you don't want to take a chance. So this is produced on the 2002 year of the 161st day, which comes out to be Monday, June 10th, 2002. And this is the inspection date. So menu number 24, meatloaf and gravy. I'm curious about this one, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this one might be edible. So you're asking, why do I have these other menus? Well, these MREs kind of are, from the consensus that I could see in the MRE community, this was pretty much like the best. They had a lot of drinks. The drinks were really good. They were packed full of meals and sides. So we went from this, the dark brown bags, to this. These are the kind of newer MREs. This is how they come now. And this is how they're going to come after, I believe, 2026. Actually, this is the 2024, but moving forward, after all this type of stock and bag become history, this is how they're going to come now. Kind of in their own little pouch, vacuum sealed to reduce weight and size. So let's get these other out of the way, and let's see what we have in this. I saw Old Smoky do a review couple of nights ago, and I believe he did have a meatloaf and gravy, and it had some really interesting side components, and I believe his was good. So let's pop this guy open. All right, let's get into this guy. We have a peelable seal. Let's see how it goes. Wow, very nice. Let's see what this guy has in here. Get that bag flattened out. Get it right there like we usually do. Alright, so first thing first, we have a grape jelly. We have a crackers vegetable. This is 1.33 ounces. We have a flameless ration heater. I doubt that still works. We won't be using it. We have accessory packet B. That's interesting. Look at that. Accessory packet B. We have cocoa powder. All right, we have our Army spoon, and the bag is a very soft bag. It's not like the other MRE spoons that come in that like rough plastic bag. What do we have here? Wow, toaster pastry. So now we have our sides. Meatloaf with brown onion gravy. All right, let's open this because I'm really curious to see what that retort pouch looks like. I don't know if I'm boiling these things. Oh, this thing really doesn't want to open. I don't know if when I boil these, I do a light simmer, and my pouches always delaminate. Wow, this is solid. But the pouch looks good. They always delaminate, and it is a hot mess. So maybe we're going to not cook this as long, but you know, you're kind of in dangerous territory with the age of these, and you want to cook them for at least 10 minutes to kill any germs, or I should say warm up, to bring them up to temperature. And we have here mashed potatoes. All right, so that's our meal, mashed potatoes. Let's look at the ingredients list here. We have mashed potatoes, russet potatoes, non-fat dairy milk, salt, natural butter, margarine, soybean oil, yeah, a bunch of preservatives. Well, let me plate this up, warm these up, and we'll dive right into this. Let's look at the accessory packet. We failed to open that. All right. Wow. Okay. We got some different looking toilet paper. We have Taster's Choice. That's a plus. We have a non-dairy creamer substitute. We have 2 Tootsie Rolls, which they actually look pretty good. We have ground pepper, 2 grams. That's interesting. I never saw 2 grams before. Iodized salt. We have our chewing gum. We have a large moist towelette. That's interesting. We have red tip matches with the striker on the back. DD Bean and Son. And we have a 4-gram pack of Domino sugar. Oh. I don't know. This Taster's Choice doesn't... Oh, it does feel a little crunchy. Okay, we'll see when we open this up if it has gone bad. Let's put this on the side. All right, stand by. I'm going to throw these in some simmering water, and we'll get into this meal. Okay, we are back. Everything is plated up, and it's looking pretty good. And I really must say, I'm surprised because I boiled these in some simmering water, and they didn't delaminate. So this is already looking good. I looked at all the contents of this meal, totaled them up. We have 1,220 calories for this entire meal. 175 of them are carbs. We have 33 grams of protein and a whopping 2,325 milligrams of sodium. So let's first start off with our drinks. All right, we have our cocoa powder beverage, fortified type 1, 4 ounces. So let's open that up and look at that. Wow, that smells amazing. And then we have our coffee. We're going to put the sugar in it. We're going to, let's keep our fingers crossed here. Oh no, that's not looking good already. Actually, oh, no, I see white. Yeah. Yep, that's moldy. Darn it. Wow, that's a shame. All right, well, let me throw this in the garbage. I guess we're going to put our creamer substitute, which I hope is also good. Well, no, it's good. Yeah, no off smell. That's going to go right in our cocoa powder. What a shame. All right, we got some hot water here. Put a little more than 4 ounces. There we go. Give that a nice mixing. All right, well, I guess, I don't know. We got one component already down. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that we don't continue seeing this. Let's put that on the side right there. Let's look at our toaster pastry. I'm going to use a knife to slice this so I don't damage the pastry. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay. Wow, that smells really good. I smell cinnamon. Yeah, this is an apple. Doesn't have it on the packaging, but the first ingredient is apple filling, sugar, apples, wheat flour. So I smell apples and cinnamon. So, apple, cinnamon, toaster pastry. Let's see what our crackers look like. Wow, crackers are looking really good. Look at that toasting on them. And they are vegetable crackers, so they do have a little bit of dehydrated vegetable in them. And the vegetables are going to be carrots, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, celery. We have a little tomato extract, onion powder, spices. Yeah. Let's see what our Tootsie Rolls look like. Wow, and they look pretty good. And they smell good. Very slight stale smell to them. But, granted, I mean, this is a 2002. Okay, now for... I did warm up the jelly, just to help it kind of melt and then kind of re-solidify. So we'll let that sit for a moment. And now for... Wow, that is hot. Now for the start of show. Let's get the mashed potatoes out. There's actually 2 tear notches, an upper and a lower. I'm going to try to go for the lower, just so I could squeeze this out a little easier. All right. And let's see what they look like. Wow. That actually smells good. That actually does not have any kind of stale smell to it or rancid smell. And they are very hot. I should have put gloves on for this, but... Alright, let's give that a little taste. That actually doesn't taste bad at all. And now for the star of the show, we have our meatloaf with brown onions and gravy. Which basically, this is probably just going to be a Salisbury steak. Pretty much, but let's not pass any judgment. Wow, that actually smells really good. is quite the serving. And I am really happy because this is actually looking like it might be edible. Wow, you can actually see slivers of onion. All right. Let's move our toaster pastry over to the side here. This grape jelly feels like it's thickening up. Let's actually give it a little slice, and let's get one of our crackers here and put some grape jelly on it. I don't think I sliced that enough. Here we go. All right, we got our vegetable crackers with our grape jelly. We have our apple cinnamon toaster pastry. I should have warmed this up. Let's, wow, look at that. We got some crystallization right there. Let's break that in half and let's examine it. Smells really good. Let's take a little bite. I'm not even getting any stale taste off that. I'm surprised. The apple filling tastes really good. It has a really nice note of cinnamon. The bread, I'm not even getting like a rancid oil taste off the bread. I'm really surprised. It's a little dry, but yeah, no rancid or not even a stale taste off that. I'm blown away. That is pretty good. I got nothing to drink here. I was kind of disappointed with this menu. I was expecting some apple cider, something. Let's give this a try here. Wow. That old fortified cocoa powder, you just can't beat that. That has to be the absolute best cocoa powder in an MRE. All right, and while we examine this meal, I'm curious if this FRH will work. So let's try it out. Now we're going to put just a little bit of salt in this to help kickstart it. I'm going to save some of the salt for the mashed potatoes. All right, let's massage some of that water into that pad. Sometimes that iron magnesium powder actually gets a little hard. I'm kind of just flexing it to help activate it. I'm just going to put that right there on the side and see if anything happens. I don't see any bubbles. I don't see anything happening. I don't think that's going to work at all. So, let's look what we have here. Mashed potatoes. Little off in color, but again, 2002. Smell really good. I'm not getting any kind of stale or off taste. That's not bad. Let's try some of the gravy. No off taste. No off smell. That gravy is really rich, very rich, medium salt level. Let's try with some mashed potatoes. There's just a ever so slight aftertaste, but it's not causing any concern for me. Let's do it again. Looks like I got a little bit of like a onion in that bite. All right, let's try the meat. The meat actually looks pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's give another cut here. Give the viewers a little view of what I see. All right, let's see if I can get it over. There we go. So it looks kind of like a meatball. It's spongy, but it's not a Salisbury steak. It's definitely not a Salisbury steak, and it's not bad. Okay, let's get a bite of all three. That is actually not bad. I'm very surprised. It looks like we just actually might have a winner with this case, this partial case. Ah, look at that. There's actually a green piece of vegetable in there. It looks like parsley. That's insane. Break this up a little. All right. Let's get a little bit of gravy, a little bit of meatloaf, a little bit of mashed potatoes. Look at, there's another big green piece of something. That's actually pretty decent. I'm actually happy that this is somewhat edible. This is edible. I get disappointed right away because every single time I open up these 2002, 2010 era tan bags, they're always horrible. And I keep trying to find, menus, cases, and they are, just because of their age, they're impossible to find. That is actually really good. For its age and its menu, that's not bad. That really isn't. I mean, considering what these meals are, I would eat this every day of the week if I had to. There's no off taste. I'm not getting any kind of mouth tingling. This meal was definitely stored. Oh yeah, the salt. We're definitely not using this. This is on the borderline of being salty, so I definitely don't want to add more salt to it. I tend to add salt to all my food, so maybe for the average person this already might kind of be salty, but this isn't bad at all. Good flavor on the gravy. It's definitely a rich brown gravy. I see spices in it. The meat, it's definitely not a Salisbury steak. It is definitely a meatloaf. I'm curious to see the meatloaf patty. We got eggs, beef, breadcrumbs, tomato paste, bell peppers, onions, water, salt, vinegar, white vinegar, ketchup seasoning. Wow, they actually have ketchup seasoning in this. Onion spices. The gravy is a water beef based broth. We got beef fat, caramel color, cornstarch, margarine, soybean oil, bunch of preservatives, bunch of vitamins. We have cooking sherry wine with sulfates added to preserve color, roast beef flavoring, whey, salt, beef extract, maltodextrin, soybean cottonseed oil, beef fat dehydrated, Worcestershire sauce, molasses, vinegar, corn syrup, mushroom base, baked mushrooms, potatoes, flour, whey, dry whey, unsalted butter, sugar, yeast, vitamin E to protect freshness. Wow, they really went out. This is not a Salisbury steak patty dressed up in brown gravy. This is actually a meatloaf with onions and gravy. That's fantastic. I'm really happy that this menu was good, because too often you crack open these bags and they're just horror shows. Look at that big bite right there. Wow, I can't believe I'm almost done with this. This is insane. This was a fantastic menu. If anyone has had this menu when it was fresh, throw it in the comment. Let me know what you thought about it. This was really good. This is my first time actually having MRE mashed potatoes. I'm actually ecstatic that this menu was good, which means the other menus are probably going to most likely just be as good as this. Alright, let's finish this up. This was truly a treat. It was so good I forgot to put the pepper on it. Look at that. Oh well. This surprisingly got pretty hot. It wouldn't have been hot enough, I think, to actually heat up both of these components, but for how old this FRH is, I'm really surprised. Alright, let's enjoy this hot chocolate. Very good hot chocolate. Some of the best hot chocolate out there. This toaster pastry, Pop-Tart, apple cinnamon, I'm really surprised. Alright, let's give this Tootsie Roll a try here. I'm really surprised that Tootsie Roll was even good. I mean, I don't know how bad a Tootsie Roll can get. Alright. Meatloaf and gravy. That Tootsie Roll is pretty rich, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. Alright, that meatloaf and gravy was outstanding. Just a ever slight hint of staleness. But considering 20 plus years old, can't complain. I'm really excited now about getting into these other menus. Wow. Let's try our vegetable crackers with grape jelly. Even with this vegetable cracker being 20 plus, I think 24 years old, it's still amazing how it tastes. These new crackers in these current MREs, they just do not give that cracker name justice. These old vegetable crackers are 100 times better than what's current right now and fresh. This actually tastes like a cracker. You can take the barley, the malt. It has a decent bread flavor. The vegetable notes really bring out the flavor. The crackers today are horrendous. They're bleachy flavored. They're floury. There's a muted taste to it. They're not, I don't know, they're not pleasurable. These, even with their age, are 100 times better. And that grape jelly really goes nice. It's a little weird, vegetable crackers with grape jelly, but the crackers are definitely a treat. I'm making a mess here. Everything's now getting sticky. Which is a perfect time to bust out our National Towelette Company Moist Towelette. And let's see if it is wet. Yeah, it is still wet. Isn't that a treat? Look at that. Look how wet that is. My goodness. That's a good sign that this meal was stored in a cool, dark place that had constant temperature. There was no temperature swing. Alright, well, I think that pretty much summed this meal up. I'm going to finish up this chocolate milk with these apple cinnamon Pop-Tarts. I'm going to save this vegetable cracker for later, possibly with some tea, and I'm definitely going to finish this right now. I want to thank you for spending your time with me. If you like this content, like, subscribe, share, and I failed to mention, but I'm starting to see a lot more people signing up. I have a membership. I think it's like $1.50. It lets you see these videos when they're uploaded instead of on their regular days where they're scheduled. If you like this content and you want to support the channel, help me get more rations, do more filming, show more content, join. Let me know what you think about it. Again, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.